Alrighty, this 20-incher is a sort of a stonefly imitation. It was originated in the Colorado area, something like 20 years ago plus. It says that it's before the prince nymph was brought out and the zug bug. So I've not fished it, I just thought it was an interesting fly. Looks like a prince with a back with a pheasant tail front and bead head. So I'm using a Tiemco, or no, it's a Mustad 5212 2X long with a gold bead. And because we had, was it Peter Little? I'm gonna do a little denicizing on this fly. Had Peter Little earlier doing a hot spot. Pardon?
Sorry.
The bead, I put the bead on there already.
What size bead?
What size is it? It's Dennis Southwick bead.
That's a big bead.
Bead to fit the hook. So what they say is you can tie this in a size 4 to 12, and they use the Tiemco 200R. So it's.
Are you in a 12 now?
I'm sorry?
Is it a 12?
No, I'm using a 10. So, okay. No, it's not 20 inches long. So with Peter Little's hot spot and another one of our fellow fishers uses the orange butt pheasant tail and seems to have quite a bit of luck, I thought I'd try this hot spot on this fly just for the fun of it.
And how's it worked for you so far?
It hasn't.
Ah,
I haven't had a chance to fish this fly yet. So I'm trying to put the biots together so they are opposite so the fans out. So you want to stick it on the back side there. What? So try and position them so they are somewhat on the sides, bowing out. And I'm going to get rid of the orange and put some weight on here, which I should have probably done first. But
Is that the wire or the real lead?
so this is just some lead-free
Yeah.
1.5/0. And of course you got to pinch the barb. And I'm going the wrong direction here. So what they do on the original or the pattern is they put some dubbing underneath just to build up for the thorax. You put enough lead on there, you want to get it down to imitate a stonefly. They also say this fly, if you dye it in the smaller patterns, will imitate a two-tailed mayfly. So now we got our lead on there. Huh? I can see it there too. Tie in about 6 strands of peacock curl. Oh, one thing before I forget, some gold wire.
Using gold on this?
I am. They say you can use oval tinsel, gold. Tie in your peacock curl. And I make a rope just wrapping it around the thread. And I'll go one in behind the ribbing and then forward. And you go about halfway. They say the bead in the thorax should be half of the shank of the hook. So you want to kind of build a tapered body with the peacock curl. Wrap your gold wire. So now for the wing case, I'm going to use, they recommend using either pheasant tail or mottled turkey. Didn't get quite enough there. So there again, you want to make sure you're getting half of that thorax and bead in there. Now use Hungarian partridge or grouse, and the fiber should be approximately or less than half the shank. It's kind of tough to get those, especially in some of the smaller flies. So you form this as many legs, you make the feathers go back, and then try and keep it centered, tie it in place. Then bring the feathers back. Didn't tie that far enough back. Gotta use spit sometimes to get these things to work properly. Force the feathers back, give it a couple of wraps.
Putting thorax in there?
Oh, that's a good plan.
There was a smart ass in the crowd.
And then we use some thorax. I'm using some,
I was waiting to see actually how he was going to dump his thorax in between all the feathers.
all the feathers. Yeah, that's a good plan. Thanks, Barry.
What are you using for dubbing or? Yeah, what are you using for dubbing?
Just hare's ear.
Oh, okay.
And you want to build it up fairly heavy, thick, so it's bigger than the thorax. And then it's kind of gives a little more action there too. So now you bring your feathers back and then you pull it off. Okay,
Thanks, Barry.
thanks, Barry. Okay, we'll go with a different feather this
Fine,
time.
put it on with the thorax, see if I can.
Okay, here we go, starting over again.
Just, and I'm not picking Dan. One of the things I have learned recently is if you leave that extension, instead of clipping off the excess,
Right,
you leave it on and clip off the excess at the same time as you clip off the main stem.
okay.
You don't pull it out.
That feather's just not cooperating, is it?
It's too delicate.
You can see that, can you?
So you don't wrap it down, you just lay it over top?
Just lay it over top, yeah. Bring the pheasant tail over top, create the thorax, the wing case. break your
Maybe
thread.
I'm sure glad that never happened to me.
It never happens to me.
Just don't make thread like we used to
There's an awful lot of thread with bad spots.
Yeah, there is. Either that or something.
It seems to be every manufacturer, every size.
Well, that doesn't serious comment.
But it's okay if it happens here because it's easy to fix. That was for the beginners.
Just to prove that not only do beginners break their thread.
So you can whip finish. Legs aren't quite what they should be, but it's not too bad. Fish it in fast enough water, the fish won't see it anyway. So.
That's right, you don't get enough time.
And you can pick it out a little bit too. So that's the 20-incher.